Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Opportunity Zone. Today, this St. Patty's Day special edition, Chris and I get to break down some fun stuff. Chris, you ready to rock, man?
I am. Let's do this. Let's make this happen.
Okay, so a couple things that are happening right now in the broader context. We've got Bill Pulte officially confirmed, FHFA president. This man, remember, his grandpa started Pulte Homes, probably built more houses than anybody else in the United States of America. And he just got confirmed as the man in charge of two of the biggest government funding sources for all loans. It affects all of our lives. If you've got any kind of loan on your real estate, it probably affects your lives. This man's in charge. And he just walked into the office of 2,900 people and literally saw something that we're going to talk about in a second that shocked me. Okay. So we're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about how that will affect you as an investor. We're also going to talk about the Treasury Secretary. He's pushing to have a couple of things freed right now that's going to affect the housing market in a big way. So we'll get to all of that and more on this week's episode of The Opportunity Zone. Welcome. If this is your first time joining us, my name is Nate. This over here is Mr. Chris Lavin.
Hey.
Co-CEOs of HomeInvest. And each week we take a couple of minutes to come and bring you the news that affects you as a real estate investor. We're going to start, before we get into the news, with a little Bible lesson, and then we're going to jump to a deal that we're looking at right now, and then we're going to get into the actual news. So the Bible lesson this week is here. It's Proverbs 14:29. Whoever is patient has great understanding, but one who is quick-tempered displays folly. Chris, what does that mean to you?
Oh, man. So this, in my opinion, this could be perceived incorrectly. In my experience, that this does not mean that do not make quick decisions, because one of the things that you need to do in business is to make quick decisions. But what it does mean is to not be quick-tempered. In my experience and in my opinion, be quick-tempered with people. And a perfect example, I just had a house, my home remodeled. We came in and remodeled the house 3 months ago. They were completed. I went to plug something into an electrical outlet the other day, and the outlet didn't work. So I took pictures of the outlet, sent the picture to the contractor, showed him where it was and all this stuff. And that was it. The following day, I followed up with him, and he responded via text. I know, Chris, I'm working on it. I'll get it taken care of like I said I would, something to that effect. And now my immediate response was, man, I paid you all this money to take care of this house. Like, this should be working, right?
That's what you're thinking.
That's what I was thinking.
Okay.
That's what I was thinking. Actually, this even started when I started texting, right? But then I pulled back and said, you know what? Restraint of pen and tongue. And so I took a breath and I picked up the phone. And thank goodness I did, because I called the guy up and he was actually at the hospital with his wife. She was having some health concerns, and he was just literally trying to get me an answer so that I wouldn't be left hanging. So instead of me being a jerk and alienating a relationship, because I took a moment, took a breath, said a prayer, and reached out, I had the opportunity to help serve this guy. So, yeah, so that's what I truly think that this verse is all about.
So that's Proverbs 14:29. Write that one down so you've got it in your memory bank. Just be patient, and have great understanding. I'm going to flip over now to a deal, and I'm going to pop this up for a second. I cannot publicly release any information on this one yet, but I do want to share this image right now because a lot of people have been asking us for a multifamily property to invest in. Last week, we got to preview one from one of our members, Jeff. He jumped on and showed us his 34-unit building that he's working on, and we have been working on that one behind the scenes. This week, I'm popping this one up because those of you that have been waiting for a deal, this is the deal you've probably been waiting for. We will have information that we can give out soon, but this beautiful property right here, it is one that I think will make the record books here at HomeInvest. Beautiful asset, newer, 2017 built. We'll be releasing information on it as soon as possible. We just have to get a couple of contractual things done first. If you're interested in a new multifamily property, one that's going to pay a very, very nice double-digit IRR, internal rate of return, with some really good upside on it, like all the fundamentals are there, then join our wait list. Sue or Doug, if you could drop the link in the chat for that, I'd appreciate that. And what the heck is the wait list, if you're wondering? Our wait list is folks that are already investing with us and folks that want to be the first to know about new deals. We only share deals with them first because it's the right thing to do. So we maintain that wait list for current investors and for people that want to be investors with us. We'll be dropping information on this one on Friday this week. Friday this week for people that are on the wait list. This is a killer one. Both Chris and I plan to put our own personal money into this deal because we believe in it so much. You won't want to miss it once it actually drops. So join that wait list. That link's in the chat for you guys. Jump on a 15-minute phone call and we'll get you on it. Okay, I'm going to jump over to the news, Chris. And
Here we go.
you probably have no opinions whatsoever.
You give me high blood pressure.
That Mr. Bill Pulte has officially taken over FHFA, Fannie Mae, Freddie Mac, the two biggest institutions in the world that are basically gobbling up and providing the liquidity for the entire loan market. He just walked into this, Chris. I got to share sound on this so it's done the right way for everybody. I will share sound and then we're going to fire away. Okay, so guys, watch this. This is like a six.
Showing up full time on a
Wait,
5-day.
no, slow it down. 2,900 people. How many showed up?
On average, the highest that we saw on a 5-day work week was 49 people. And this would be at Fannie Mae. And Freddie Mac has a similar problem. We're going to fix it. President Trump hired a businessman to do this, and we're going to fix it for him. One of the things that we discovered pretty quickly was...
So that's Mr. Bill Pulte. This is the grandson of the great Pulte that started Pulte Homes, building houses across the country. He now got the blessing. He is the man in charge of FHFA. So Fannie and Freddie now roll up to him. And he just walked into an empty office where there's supposed to be 2,900 employees. Chris, what are your thoughts?
Fire him. Not him, fire the employees. Like if you mandated, it's just straight up insubordination. If you said be to work on Friday, be to work 3 days a week, and 49 out of 2,900 people show up, fire them. Go find a new job where you can sit at home and count Skittles. I don't know what you're doing, but if you're supposed to be getting a paycheck, and part of the requirements of getting a paycheck is you're in the office and you don't show up, that's clearly insubordination. Now there is some exemptions to this, right? There's always exceptions. Sick kids, sick this, sick, that kind of stuff going on. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about the people that blatantly did not show up after being directed to do so. Done.
Okay, so we're going to see some, let's just call it the Doge style cuts coming for Fannie and Freddie soon.
Please.
The second angle that we need to talk about, and this is how it's going to affect you as a potential investor. You have another person in the administration right now, Scott Bessent. This is the Treasury Secretary. He's openly come out now and said, I want us to end the conservatorship of Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac, which in 10-year-old terms, that simply means that ever since the great financial crisis back in 2008, the government, the United States government stepped in, they provided bailout money to Fannie and Freddie. And ever since then, the government has been involved in Fannie and Freddie. Scott's saying, hey, we got to cut this. We need to let these be actual businesses in the private sector. And now you got Scott, who's got the president's ear, and you've got Pulte with the president's ear. What do you think could happen with all of this, Chris?
Well, let me start first by saying less government is better as far as I'm concerned. I don't want the government intervening in my business. I don't want less regulation is always better. With that being said, I have, we were talking about this prior. I have some concerns about these being the only big giants on the block that basically lend in this environment, right? Or lend in this. So what happens when regulation goes off? Are their prices or interest rates going to go up for their lending and make it more expensive for us to do business? I don't know. But the reality is, at the end of the day, I have come to know less government is better. So let's get them out. But I'm also got a little fear. I'm not going to lie to you. But because there's no third guy on the block to come in. When it was ABC and NBC and CBS, it took Fox a while to get in there and take over. So we need another giant to come in, but they got to start somewhere. But I hope they start now.
Home invest lending?
Hey, I like it.
So just kidding. I think I saw Mark's eyes double.
No, it's not happening.
No lending right now.
No.
So I'm for this. I want this to happen, not because I have stocks in Fannie or Freddie, which maybe I should if this is actually going to go
That's a
through.
good point.
I'm for it because when I walk into the DMV, when I walk into the post office, I see the inefficiency of government. And when you see that clip of Scott Bessent walking around a vacant office where we're supposed to be paying 2,900 employees, it just reminds me of how much fat there is to trim. So I'm a fan of them going private. I think it'll actually do better in the end. Just look at FedEx versus the UPS. Look at USPS versus the United States Mail Service. They run more efficiently, they produce profits, and their rates are more competitive. So I'm a fan. I hope it makes. I hope it makes.
Yeah, I hope it works out. I'm a fan definitely, but I hope it works.
All right, we've got 2 weeks straight of the stock market taking a beating, and I'm sorry. I was texting with a friend last night who invests a lot of money with us, and him and I was poking some jabs at him, asking him how jokingly I poked a jab, saying, "Hey, how's your stock market accounts doing?" And he fired back, and he's like, "Oh, terrible." And I'm like, "Oh, sorry, I touched a nerve." What the heck? Why is the stock market going, and how do you compare this against your real estate holdings right now, Chris?
Very simple. Right now, today, I compare my stock portfolio with going to Vegas and rolling craps, right? And my real estate portfolio as being that solid oasis that's just absolutely beautiful. Not affected by the economy, not affected by this craziness going on with the uncertainty in the economy in any way, shape, or form. Rock solid, stable. My worst piece of real estate is going to perform as good as it did last year. My best real estate piece of real estate is going to triple the performance of my stock portfolio. So that's it in a nutshell.
Okay, so stock market investors, just know that you probably got a little bit more of
Cash is king right now when it
Yeah.
comes to stock market. Get out.
I'm waiting. My financial planner about 2 months ago tried to get me to go all in on stocks, and I just said, I'm so sorry. I'm going to stick with real estate. I know it. I'll wait until the market corrects, and then I'll put more money back in the
Yeah,
market.
I know it's gonna bounce, but I'm always afraid because I got tricked a few times. Went back in and then the stock dropped again. Listen, I don't need that kind of stress in my life. I park in real estate, comfortable returns, predictable returns. At the end of the day, I may not get as much as I do out of the stock market, but I have more control.
And next up, Chris, let's talk a little bit about the turnaround queen. So you have a woman named Melanie French. This is the go-to person in Dallas, Texas. If you're buying a distressed property, which Dallas and Austin are seeing more of them right now,
Yes.
multifamily specifically. And Melanie's talking about the uptick that she's seen for 2025 and the end of 2024 and what she does to turn around these. I know you had a chance to just kind of preview this, but what is she doing that makes her unique, and why is this important now?
Nothing. She's doing absolutely nothing. So let me give a longer answer, right? She's just doing what you're supposed to be doing. She's doing what we do every day. But what the reason is she's being called the turnaround queen is because so many amateurs got into this business 3 or 4 years ago when the rates were nothing, right? When you're paying 2% interest rates, anybody can make money at that. You can operate at 30% vacancy and still make money. When the market turned against these people, rates adjusted, the notes came due and they had to refinance. Now all of a sudden they can't refinance because they don't have the income to support the new rates, the new mortgage rates. So she's doing what we do every day. When when we get involved in a property that's distressed, that's usually mean poor management, unless there's some other thing going on. We go in there, we add personnel, we add leasing agents, we start marketing the property, we paint the walls the way they're supposed to be painted, we take care of the things that need to be taken care of, and boom, all of a sudden we're heroes. The reality is we've been doing this all along. If these other operators had just done that, she wouldn't exist. They had just operated the properties correctly. So basically she's doing nothing special. She's doing what we're supposed to be doing. She's a professional. She's good at what she does, but there are other professionals, and this is one of the best in the business right here.
Thank you.
You're
I appreciate that comment. Yeah. So what I want to comment on and what she was doing, I know it's not unique, but she's not afraid to spend money when there's a problem.
Yep.
And a lot of operators, the opposite happens. When they start to have shortages, they panic and they cut back.
Yeah.
I did a phone call last night with an owner who's asking us to help him with his properties in Lexington, and he's going through some challenges. And he said to me, he said, well, your maintenance rates, like I can't afford that. Maybe I should do maintenance with these people and then work with you guys over here. And I'm like, no, like you do whatever you want to do, but that's not how you do it. Like you need to attack the problem, fix the problem, and then get to the finish line. Like you don't go cheap in the middle. So I like her for doing that. And I think that's probably why she's successful at making these turnarounds happen.
Yeah.
And we're seeing some turns right now.
Yeah.
We're seeing it happen out in the marketplace. That leaves opportunity for people like us to get in and do it. The next one that we're going to hit is Vice President
Excuse me, I'm so sorry.
You're good. JD Vance, he recently got to speak at the National League of Cities, the Congressional City Conference. And in that talk, he got heckled a little bit about some of the things that he was talking about. Chris, what's happening with JD here?
So first of all, let me tell you that it's a good thing that thing's in green because it gets my Irish up. So like the man, like the man, I feel like you have to respect the office. It's just absolutely insane what was going on here out in public. They're booing him and heckling him. That's so disrespectful to the office of the Vice President of the United States. I'm just not for that. Basically, the man was just trying to deliver the message from the president that housing is important. We're addressing the issue and we're trying to get things done. And some of the comments were completely even off topic they were heckling him with. So basically, that's what this whole thing was about. He was just trying to, provide the NLC some reassurance that the president was aware, the president is working on a plan, and we're moving things forward.
Cool. And he was getting heckled over, he made some comments on immigration. He said,
Yeah.
hey, we had a lot of folks that came into this country illegally, and that also put pressure on some housing markets. And that's where they were hammering him for reasons I don't know. But here's the kind of the meat of the message too that I think you guys need to take away. JD is coming on here saying, hey, the president and I, along with our cabinet, we think that home ownership, having a stake in this country, is the best solution
Yes.
to what we have. So they're proponents of home ownership again. The other thing is that he kept talking about zoning reformation. Like, let's get rid of all these regulations. Let's get rid of the red tape. Let's make sure that we can actually build again. Let's make sure that housing is not slowed down by bureaucracy. So I think we can expect to see some green light ahead for our builders in this country. I think that we can probably start to expect some regulations being lifted. That combined with what we've talked about here, Secretary Turner, what he's pushing for right now, and now you got Bill Pulte that's pushing for kind of a similar agenda. I think we will deregulize this year and next year. Okay, so here's what we got for you guys. We are keeping this short and sweet because Chris and I have to go and we're teaching how to eliminate income tax using real estate investing session in just a little bit here. Those of you that already registered for that, you got your ticket, you got your seat, you're in. Congrats. Just know that we hit the limit. Zoom maxes out on us at a certain cap, and we are way past that cap. So
By almost 500 people.
So we can't take any more people on today's session. We opened up another session on Thursday this week, and I will put a link for that in the chat. If you want to attend Thursday's session where we teach you how to eliminate or drastically reduce income tax by using real estate investing the right way. Like literally, Chris got a check. This is a copy of it. This is $53,000 IRS tax refund check. He got this by investing the right way in real estate and having his expenses done the right way. Most CPAs don't teach the level that we're going to go into. We're going to be teaching that. So today's session, we're totally full, but the link in the chat right now is for Thursday. Make sure you grab a seat for that. Seats are probably going to fill up for that one, just like they did for this one. With that said, I'm just going to hit one more time. I see your message, Brad. You'd like to join the tax meeting Thursday. Cool. Brad, if you click that link right above your comment, then you'll be able to see that. You'll be able to jump on and save a seat. If you're following us on social media right now and you don't see the link and you want to attend the tax session, just put tax link in the comments. Tax link, and our team will private message it over to you. And then last but not least, if you have been waiting for a multifamily, or if you'd like to take a peek over the shoulder and look at what we do when we're grabbing a multifamily deal, then get on the wait list for this one. We are only releasing this one on Friday to current investors and people that are on our wait list. So this one's going to be coming out very soon. Our wait list already has a few $1 million on it right now of people that have already committed. So this one will fill up really fast. If you want to be one of the first people to see it, then please use the link in the chat. Not the one for the tax webinar, but the one that Sue and Doug put in the chat to sign up for a 15-minute phone call. Jump on the 15-minute phone call. Let us know what you're looking for, and then we'll have you on the top of the wait list so that you'll get the details on this deal on Friday this week.
Okay, I can't keep quiet anymore. I was kept quiet the first time. I can't keep quiet now. So listen, look at this property. It's absolutely gorgeous. Not only is it gorgeous, it has an amazing provenance, right? It's got it's got a history local to the community. It's absolutely revered. It's 100% full. It's an absolute amazing earner. But all of those qualifications don't make deals go fast. I'm here to tell you that the way it looks from the street, this deal is going to go fast. The last deal that we had that looked this good, even though the numbers, performed good, they weren't as great as this. It closed in like 5 days. So I don't see this going beyond our wait list and our existing investors. Once we release the numbers on this bad boy and tell the story behind this place, plus it's on the water, it's got restaurants, it's unbelievable. It's going to go quick. So please, please, please make sure you're on that wait list. Those are the people that are going to get the first opportunity to crack at this. Please, please, please. This is a home run deal.
You heard it from the man himself.
Yep.
So, I'll give one more plug too. Thanks everyone who's been sending in deals, your multifamily deals. Keep them coming. Chris is approved for 40 million right now. He had one of the big wigs from Greystone here in the office, and he's encouraging him to take more deals. And we enjoy screening them with you guys. So if you want to send us a deal for us to potentially invest in with you, then send it to deals@homeinvest.com. That's deals@homeinvest.com. That said, Chris, we'll close it down, man.
Amen, brother. This is a great, short and sweet. We don't want to take up too much of your time. Hope to see some of you on the event at 4 o'clock.
Cool.
God bless.
See you guys
See
later.
y'all later.
Bye.